Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading session. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 1, and we were reading how Mahaprabhu, so this is actually the synopsis of what we find in the Madhya and Antya Leelas. So there is synopsis or the contents, right, that you find in the Madhya and Antya Leela. So we saw how Mahaprabhu sent the Goswamis to Vrindavan to preach while he remained in Jagannath Puri, and how the Goswamis have given us various books. Yeah. So we read thus Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and their nephew Srila Jiva Goswami, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books on devotional service. Yes, then we saw how the devotees from Navadvip went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. The first year after he took sannyas, they went to see Mahaprabhu. So they would go during Chaturmas. So they would go and attend the Rath Yatra festival. And they remained there for all 4 months in Jagannath Puri with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performing Kirtan. And when it was time for them to leave, Mahaprabhu told them, please come here every year to see Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath. So what is the Rath Yatra called? It's known as Gundicha Yatra. Gundicha Yatra, correct. So in Puri, because Rath Yatra means Mahaprabhu, Jagannath, they call Jagannath also Mahaprabhu there. Of course, he is Mahaprabhu, the same person. So Jagannath leaves his temple and goes to Gundicha on a Rath. So it is called Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra or Jagannath Gundicha Yatra because he is on the way to Gundicha. Just like we say Vrindavan Yatra means you are going to Vrindavan. Right now, Jagannath Yatra, Puri Yatra is coming up soon. Kartik, after Kartik, the last 3 days of Kartik, everyone goes to Puri. Puri Yatra. So like that, Gundicha Yatra means going to Gundicha. So,
Oh, is it Ulta Rath?
no, not Ulta Rath. Rath Yatra. Ulta Rath means from Gundicha back to Puri.
When they return, yeah.
Yeah, this is not going back. This is the Rath Yatra going from Puri to Gundicha. It's called Gundicha Yatra because they're going to Gundicha.
Oh, is it not finished already this year?
No, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where we are now.
Okay. I'm thinking about Puri. Okay, got it.
But we have Puri Yatra coming up. Like Puri Yatra means going to Puri. That's what I'm saying. When you say Gundicha Yatra, that means the Lord is going to Gundicha. So for him it's Gundicha Yatra, and all the devotees going with him. For them it's Gundicha Yatra. But we go for Kartik Brajmandal Parikrama. So
Oh,
that's called Vrindavan Yatra.
Oh,
So now, and right after Kartik, so in Kartik, all the devotees go to Vrindavan. And for 1 month they do Parikrama of Braj. It's called Braj Mandal Parikrama. And right after that they are supposed to go to Puri for a 3-day Parikrama of Puri. Because in Puri, it's not as big as Braj. So you can cover the places in 3 days. It's a 3-day Parikrama in Puri. So every year devotees do Brajmandal Parikrama followed by Puri Parikrama. So it's Vrindavan Yatra and Puri Yatra. So I was just saying Vrindavan Yatra means going to Vrindavan. Puri Yatra means going to Puri. Therefore Gundicha Yatra means going to Gundicha. That's for Mahaprabhu, Jagannath. For Jagannath and for the devotees going to Gundicha is Gundicha Yatra, which we call Rath Yatra. You understood or you're getting confused?
yes. No, got it.
Okay. So let's go back to our reading here. So Mahaprabhu said, please come every year to the devotees of Navadvip. And then from that year onwards, every year the devotees would go to Jagannath Puri to attend the Gundicha Yatra or the Rath Yatra festival. And after that, they would just remain there for 4 months with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performing Kirtan in his association. Like this, they did it for 20 consecutive years. Okay. And they would meet by meeting him, not just meeting him, being with him for 4 continuous months every single year for 20 years. They became so attached to the Lord. Attached is not the word to be used, but their love, the situation was so intense that they couldn't stay even for a moment without the Lord. That became their condition. So then the last 12 years of Mahaprabhu's pastimes on this earth were simply in separation of the Lord. So remember, 24 years Mahaprabhu's pastimes of sannyas lasted for 20 years. Of those 20 years, 24 years. Of those 24 years, 6 years he traveled. And the remaining 18 years he stayed continuously in Jagannath Puri. In those 18 years, for another 6 years, he was preaching. Preaching means he was performing congregational chanting. Mahaprabhu was performing congregational chanting with the devotees and also setting example. So out of 18, 6 years are also spent like this. The remaining 12 years of his stay in Puri as a sannyasi, these 12 years were completely devoted to experiencing separation from Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. When Krishna went to Mathura and then to Dwaraka, the condition of Srimati Radharani, that is what Mahaprabhu was experiencing for 12 continuous years. And what was that separation like? Day and night, both day and night. In the attitude of separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared like a mad person, both in the day and at night. He would be crying, he would be laughing, fainting, dancing, right? Or sometimes chanting in great sorrow. And when he would be very much in sorrow like that, or in such ecstasy, either in sorrow or laughing or crying, he would go and visit Lord Jagannath. Then, when he would look at Lord Jagannath, he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, looking at Krishna. His condition, his feelings were exactly like the gopis' condition when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan and going to Mathura, when Akrura came to take Krishna. Sorry, not that. His condition looking at Jagannath was exactly like the gopis' condition when they met Krishna in Kurukshetra. Krishna had come from Dwaraka with all his queens. At that time, everyone had come from Hastinapur also. The Pandavas had come from Vrindavan. Um, the Brajbasis had come. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, Gopis, everyone had come. So the Gopis took Krishna to a private place, and then they started expressing their feelings. What were those feelings when they were seeing Krishna as a king, right? So Dwaraka, Jagannath Puri is Dwaraka, Krishna in Dwaraka. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would look at Jagannath in those feelings of when he was in that state of separation, his feelings were exactly like the gopis' feelings when they met Krishna in Kurukshetra after long separation. Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister. Yes, so he came with his queens, also with Lord Balaram, with Subhadra Maharani, on a chariot because he's a king now. So that is Jagannath. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani, looking at Krishna. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance before the Rath, he would sing two lines. So that's what we were going to read today. What were the two verses that he would sing? Seita Parana Natha Painu, Jaha Lagi Madana Dahane Jhuri Genu. I have gotten that Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. So this is exactly what Mahaprabhu was singing. What is Mahaprabhu singing there? Mahaprabhu is saying, I have gotten the Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. Now, Mahaprabhu is there in the Rath Yatra, and he's saying, I found my Lord for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. What does this sound like? For someone who does, and Mahaprabhu is the same Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. This is a confidential information. Nobody knows this. We know it because Acharya has revealed it to us through Caitanya Caritamrita, our discipline. Otherwise, we don't know that. Even to this day, from other sampradayas, they think he's a devotee. They don't recognize the identity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What to speak of, Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani has descended. They don't know that. So here is Mahaprabhu singing, I have found that Lord for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. In the Rath Yatra, he's singing like this. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29, one second. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10, Canto 10, Chapter 29, Text 15, it is stated, Kamam Krodham Bhayam Sneham, Kamam Krodham Bhayam Sneham, Aikyam Sauhridam Evacha, Nityam Harau Vidadhato, Yanti Tanmayatam Hite. The word Kama means lusty desire, Bhaya means fear, and Krodha means anger. If one somehow or other approaches Krishna, his life becomes successful. The gopis approached Krishna with lusty desire, kamam. Krishna was a very beautiful boy, and they wanted to meet and enjoy his company, like young girls. Young girls means like fresh youth, right? Teenagers. They like the company of the opposite sex. Young girls like to spend time with the young boys. Young boys try to spend time with the young girls. So Krishna was a very beautiful boy. Try to means they have that desire, not that they should do it. That's not what I'm saying. But that tendency is there. So Krishna was a very, very beautiful young boy, and the gopis were young girls. They wanted to meet and enjoy his company. But this lusty desire is different from that of the material world. So that is where the difference comes. Yes, this tendency is there in the material world also, but we try to compare, understand Krishna's pastimes with what we see in this world, which is not correct. Because he is not material, his dealings are not material, the gopis are not material. Right? We are all covered by avidya, we are in ignorance. Krishna is pure, supremely pure. Yesterday we were reading Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam, supremely pure. So there won't be any inebriety in his activities. So here it appears. So, but this lusty desire, Krishna was a very young boy, and they want the girls, right? They wanted to meet and enjoy his company. But this lusty desire is different from that of the material world. It appears like mundane lust. It appears like mundane lust. Like girls, like trying to see, oh, he's Krishna's going with the cowherd boys to the forest. So they all come, they look at him, they feel shy. Krishna's giving sidelong glances and looking at them like that. So it appears like mundane lust, but in actuality, it is the highest form of attraction to Krishna. So Krishna, the word Krishna means what? All attractive. Even the word sounds like that, like akarshana, like Krishna, someone like a magnet, like that attracts you. Krishna, he's all attractive. He's attracting every living entity towards him. That's their natural position, to get attracted to Krishna, and everyone gets attracted in different relationship. There are different relationships in which one can get. The example is also given in Bhagavatam. When Krishna was fighting Malla Yuddha with the wrestlers in Mathura, Kamsa invited Krishna Balaram. So Chanura and Mushtika, Krishna was fighting. It was a competition, and so many people were sitting in the audience. Krishna's friends, cowherd boys, came from Vrindavan. His father, Nanda Maharaj, and the older cowherd men were there. Then there were the general audience. There were some young girls from Mathura, ladies, they were watching. Everyone was watching this Krishna's fight with Chanura and Mushtika, but not everyone was looking at Krishna with the same feeling, same bhava. And Kamsa is also looking. Kamsa's associates are also seeing. Everyone is attracted to Krishna, but each one has a separate rasa in which he is seeing Krishna. To the young cowherd boys, Krishna's friends, there is this camaraderie, comradeship, like friendship, right? They're like, oh, bravo, my friend Krishna, he's going to defeat this Rakshasa, like that. And the ladies are saying, oh, he's the most attractive Cupid, so attractive. And they were just looking at him with that lusty feeling. And the older people, they were feeling parental affection. Oh, my little boy, he's so tender. And these, wrestlers, they are so huge. He's like a, tender flower. They're going to crush him. Oh, may the Lord protect my son, like that. And how was Kamsa looking? He's death personified. He's experiencing fear. So Raudra, Bhayanaka, Hasya, right? So many rasas are there. And then, of course, Vatsalya, Dasya, Sakya, Madhurya, relationships are there. Everyone is attracted to Krishna. There's nobody who does not get attracted to Krishna, because that's the constitutional position of everyone, to get attracted to Krishna, and that's why his name is Krishna, because he attracts everyone. But of all these different types of attractions, the strongest attraction is the attraction of the gopis for Krishna. That's the point here. And all these gopis were looking at Krishna like that, with kamam or lusty desire. Although it appears like a mundane lust, in actuality, it is the highest form of attraction to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi. So now what are we reading here? Mahaprabhu in his Antilila, Sheshalila or Madhyalila and Antilila. So Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi is feeling separation from Krishna. He's dancing in front of the Rath of Jagannath and he's singing that I was burning in the fire of lusty desires for my Lord, finally I have found him. And Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi. Sannyasi is not supposed to talk about lusty desires. He is not supposed to. Not only is not only does anyone know his identity as the Supreme Lord, on top of that, he's a sannyasi. He's a sannyasi, a renunciate who has left the pleasures of this world. And he's singing here in front of Jagannath, This is a festival for the Supreme Lord, and he's singing, I'm burning in separation of lusty desires. Sannyasi. What does it look like to others? That's the point. Try to understand. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi. He left home and everything else. He could certainly not be induced by any mundane lusty desires. Right? Now he's a sannyasi, just like Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami narrates Ras Leela, Krishna's dealings with the gopis in such detail. But Sukadev Goswami was already, what do you say? He was already liberated. Before he heard Srimad Bhagavatam, he was already liberated. And now he's describing and relishing the activities of Krishna with the gopis. That means what? That means these activities are not on the material platform. Somebody who's already liberated, who has nothing to do with the pleasures of this world, who's already renounced the pleasures of this world, he is relishing something, means that does not belong to this material world. Similarly, here Srila Prabhupada is saying, Mahaprabhu, who is a sannyasi, who's given up all the pleasures of this world, he has renounced everything, and now he is singing like this. So certainly, he is not induced by some mundane lusty desires. When he is singing that I'm burning in the fire of lusty desire, one may not think that he is burning in the fire of lusty desires as we know in this material world. No. He could certainly not be induced by any mundane lusty desires. So when he used the word Madana Dahane, Dahane means burning, right? Madana means this lusty desire. So when he used the word Madana Dahane, in the fire of lusty desire, he meant that out of pure love for Krishna. He was burning in the fire of separation from Krishna. Whenever he met Jagannath, either in the temple or during the Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to think, now I have gotten the Lord of my life and soul. That is the point. Why Mahaprabhu was singing this prayer or this song? Because he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So even though one can get attracted to Krishna either out of lust, you call it lust, but actually it is not lust. There is no lust in the spiritual world. There's only, everything is pure. Lust, the spiritual love, right, when it is vikriti, right, when it is perverted, then it becomes lust in this material world. The receiver, object of love, all love is Krishna. When you direct it to somebody else, away from Krishna, that love or that affection that you have, it becomes perverted and then it becomes lust. But actually, originally, the only owner, right, who deserves to receive that love, to whom it belongs, is Krishna alone. But instead of giving it to Krishna, when we give it to someone else, and even when we give it to someone else, it's not actually for that person. If you really study the situation nicely, it's for myself. I do something for someone because it gives me pleasure. I'm not doing it to make that person happy. Really, I'm becoming happy. That is the condition of the material world. So next verse. So the point here is when Mahaprabhu is saying, I'm burning in the fire of lusty desires and now I have. So whenever he would see Jagannath, so he would be in intense separation from the Lord the last 12 years. And when it would get really out of control, right, he would go and see Jagannath. And when he would see Jagannath either in the temple or in the Rath Yatra, he would sing this. I finally found my Lord in separation from whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. That lusty desires, Madana Dahane, we should not mistake it as the lust we know of in this world. This is the highest form of love. That's the point. So now the next verse. So these two verses Mahaprabhu would always sing when he would go in front of Jagannath. And why is he singing? Because now he is in the bhava of Srimati Radharani. Ei dhuya gane nachane dvitiya prahara Krishna loya vraje jai e bhava antara. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this song, Seita Parananath, especially during the latter part of the day. And he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. So he would sing this song when say Parananath, say Parananath, say Parananath. Let me see. Let's go back and see the previous one. Say Parananatha Painu, right? Prananath, the Lord of my life, the same Lord of my life. Painu means I received. Say Parananath, I got the Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desire. This song, when Mahaprabhu would sing, especially during the latter part of the day, like right, when he's feeling latter part of the day, so maybe in the late afternoon or evening, and he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. Now I found him, let me take him back to Vrindavan. Remember, what is the mood of Mahaprabhu? His mood is like the gopis when they saw Krishna in Kurukshetra. How are they seeing Krishna? As the king from Dwaraka. But they are familiar to that Krishna who is a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, who wears a peacock feather, who plays his flute, who is with the cows, herding the cows. That is the Krishna that they are most attracted to. And now they are seeing Krishna on a chariot as a king in royalty with all his soldiers and his entourage. So the gopis are thinking, Srimati Radharani is thinking, let me take Krishna back to Vrindavan. This is the mode of Mahaprabhu when he would see Jagannath and he would sing this, say Parananath, Painu. I got the same Lord, now I got him. Let me take him back to Vrindavan. Like that. That is Mahaprabhu's name. So purport by Srila Prabhupada. So translation again. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this song, Seita Parananath, especially during the latter part of the day, and he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. Purport. Being always absorbed in the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same separation from Krishna that Srimati Radharani felt when Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura. This ecstatic feeling is very helpful in attaining love of God in separation. Which ecstatic feeling? Radharani's feeling of ecstasy. Ecstasy means it's in separation, but that is the highest ecstasy. Crying in separation is the highest ecstasy, topmost. So this ecstatic feeling is, that means crying in separation, is very helpful in attaining love of God in separation. See the 6 Goswamis, they sing, He Radhe Vrajadevike Chalalite, He Nanda Suno Kutaha. Where are you? Are you in on Govardhan Hill? Are you on the banks of the river Yamuna? Are you on the Vamsivat? Where are you? Where are you, Radharani? Where are you, Krishna? This feeling of separation that I don't know where is Krishna, and you're constantly looking for Krishna, searching for Krishna in separation, feeling great separation and looking for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is saying this feeling, this ecstatic feeling is very helpful in attaining love of Godhead. Not to think that, yes, now I am an advanced devotee, now I'm feeling ecstasy. Uh, Krishna is reciprocating with me. That is not actually good. Those who is Srimati Radharani, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? The Supreme Lord Himself. Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee. The Goswamis, Shat Goswamis, they are intimate, direct associates of the divine couple. And they are always saying, where is Krishna? Where is Radharani? I don't have any love. I don't have any devotion. But those who are neophytes, those who don't have anything, those who are still completely attracted to sense gratification in this material world, they profess that, oh, I see Krishna. Fooling themselves and fooling everyone else that I'm experiencing Krishna, I'm a great devotee. So actually, you cannot get love of Godhead if that is your mood. If you're thinking that I'm already a devotee and I'm already dear to Krishna, of course everyone is dear to Krishna, no doubt about that. But I'm a devotee, I'm a great devotee, right? If I'm thinking like that, I cannot get love of Godhead. Love of Godhead means genuinely in my heart I will be thinking that uh, like we see here, right? We will be thinking that I don't have any love, and okay, the other side of the coin is, oh, I don't have any love, and then you feel like disappointed, and then you don't do anything because I am not a devotee. What can I? No, utsahat, nishchayat, dhairyat, tat karma pravartanat. With enthusiasm. You don't see that the Goswamis are, oh, we don't know where is Krishna, so let's just sit down and do something else now. No, they're running in great, vihvale, right? They're feeling great separation. They're becoming, and they're just looking, and they don't give up. They don't give up. So that is the mood. And when you have this type of consciousness, like that eagerness, right? When you have some goal, even in this material world, you want to achieve something, you just put everything else aside and you just pursue it, isn't it? Like that, when you pursue Krishna, to realize Krishna, you put everything else aside and you make this somehow or other, I must get this love of Godhead, I must achieve Krishna. This type of mentality, if we have, Srila Prabhupada is saying, it is very much conducive to achieve love of Godhead. Then you'll get love of Godhead because that's what you want. Krishna gives you what you want, but you must want it genuinely from within your heart, and you have to show it in your actions that you want it. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying, this ecstatic feeling, what type of ecstatic feeling? Feeling of separation that Srimati Radharani is feeling when Krishna went to Mathura. That ecstatic feeling of separation from Krishna is very helpful in attaining love of God in separation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught everyone that one should not overly be overly anxious to see the Lord, but should rather feel separation from Him in ecstasy. This is another thing. Sometimes we also do this with the Lord as well as with the spiritual masters also. Sometimes we see that, like, push everyone else aside and I just go and stand in front of Guru Maharaj, right? I want to see Guru Maharaj, or I want to see Krishna, right? When there's a crowd, just push everyone else aside and I'll go and see. But that's not Mahaprabhu's philosophy, actually. Seeing the Lord, uh, one should not be overly anxious to see the Lord. Rather, one second. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught everyone that one should not be overly anxious to see the Lord. Because the point is, what will you see? What can you see? You can push everyone else aside and go and stand there. But really, we don't see with these eyes. We have to see with the heart. That seeing, we are reading again and again in Bhagavad Gita also, that seeing, even great sages cannot see him. The big demigods cannot see him. Who will see him? That person who receives the mercy of the Lord will see him. You cannot see him by pushing everyone else aside and going in front and showing yourself to the Lord and seeing the Lord. You won't see him. You won't experience that reciprocation by that. Then how can we see him? We can see him when we receive the mercy of the Lord. When do we receive the mercy of the Lord? When you please him by your devotional service. So that is why here Srila Prabhupada is writing, one should not be, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us that one should not be overly anxious to see the Lord, but should rather feel separation from him in ecstasy. Separation from him in ecstasy. It is actually better to feel separation from him than to desire to see him face to face. Of course, if you get an opportunity, if somebody is giving you that opportunity to go and see, then to say, no, I won't see. That's another type of false ego. But the point is, being so eagerly, overly anxious that I'll push everyone and then I'll go and see, that mentality is not helpful. But when the Lord, out of His mercy, is giving you that opportunity, right? He's gives, sometimes He does. Yes, Mataji.
I had a very good experience, like you're saying now. I wanted to serve to my Guru Maharaj when I went to California. So when they came to New York, I asked them, I want to serve you one day when I come to California. So it so happened I was going there, and afterwards they had their tour and they came. I wanted to serve. Guru Ma said, okay, this Saturday you make some breakfast for us. I made that breakfast in California temple, okay? And I want to serve him warm and hot things, like dosas and all I made. So I was serving him. He loves South Indian one too. So what he likes, I made that way. And I want to serve him warm and like that. I was in the kitchen. And some devotee, he was supplying hot ones, warm ones to him. And they were eating in different room. And I was in the kitchen. And then that Prabhu said, Mataji, you can meet Guru Maharaj. I said, how can I want to make warm things? I want to give him like that. I didn't go and see him. This another devotee was taking them, supplying them, and they were all eating. Then after a little while, Guru Ma and Guru Maharaj, they both came to the kitchen.
Wow.
They gave the darshan. That was that when you're saying this, I had him in my heart, but I want to serve him nicely. Both things, how can I do? So they both came and they said he was holding his tummy and he said, we ate too much and you were giving us warm cooking things, we were eating. And then I know you cannot come there. That's why we came here. So Krishna gives like that mercy if really we want to see. That is my practical experience with my Guru Maharaj.
Perfect. This is exactly what Srila Prabhupada says.
I was so happy that day. But they both came and then I did pranam and then I took a picture with them and I sent it to my daughter here. So this is what my mercy I had.
Prabhupada says that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't be anxious to see the Lord, serve in such a way that the Lord will want to see you. This is exactly, what he said.
Happened.
Yeah.
So now I'm just getting tears, I just got like that mercy now we are saying. So mercy has to come that way.
Yes.
Not that we are pushing anybody and we're going in front, or if I stop my cooking and I went there, I can have darshan also. But that's not the way I want it. You know?
Yeah.
That was really, when you're saying, I'm really touching that. What I had
Thank you so much.
experienced.
Yeah.
Thanks to my Guru Maharaj and Guru.
Jai. Mataji, Aditi Lata Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I understand what we are talking about here, but lolium is also required, right? And as we are reading, as you said, that Krishna comes in the what is that? Manavritti, right? Manavritti,
Buddhi,
he
Buddhi Vritti.
Buddhi Vritti, sorry, Buddhi Vritti. So because that person, because of course it's not in our level, but in that level, they have that the uh, which is in ignorance or whatever what we were saying. There is some,
Mataji, first of all, that stage is in prema, so it is not
of
applicable
course,
to us at all.
of course,
So,
I'm talking about that level only. As you were saying, no, that even in that level also, you were talking about all the acharyas. So that's why I'm saying. So in that level also, we have to have that lolium. We have to have
even
that.
here also, just take Mataji's example. Is there no greed? The greed is to serve and please. That's the point. The greed is not that I should go and see and he should see me. There is a big difference, Mataji. And you find this mentality, this tendency in neophytes. Like, because there I am the center, even though externally I try to, actually, I'm even fooling myself. It's not like I'm just fooling everyone else, I'm even fooling myself when I try to go in front and I want to see. I want him to see me and I want to see him, and everyone else is not so important. It's him and me. You understand? Here also there is greed, but what is the greed? I want to give the best to the object of my service, to Krishna, to the spiritual master, to the devotees. I want them to get the best experience. So I have intense greed. I have greed. I want to do it in the best way possible so that they will get the best experience. There's greed for that, for devotional service. And if somebody told you, gave you more and more, you're very happy. You'll take more. You will even sacrifice your sleep, your eating, your everything else because there is greed. You want more and more, so you'll give up everything else to do that. But that does not mean you will. Uh, so you got the point. The idea is to please, and in order to please the Lord, you have a lot of greed.
Yes, yes, but in when the not Parikshit Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, which we are reading, he left everything. He went for Vanaprastha. So, so it's not that he is serving Krishna only that way. Like it's not like devotional. Vindhyavali Mataji's case, I understand. Like we want to serve, even serving servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. That is fine, but here in this case, he is having that greed to serve Krishna in this devotional way, in devotional service, by taking vanaprastha and sannyas. So that is also service, right? No, it's not only I understand about the service part, but that is also service, as you were saying. Going to the
That
temple
is also service, but it's
service.
more condensed form of service. He wants to be directly focused completely only on that and not do anything else. It's not that he's not liberated when he's in householder life, he's already. But again, in that context, we have to understand the highlight is greed. Greed means removing everything else which is not directly connected. Basically, that's what it is. Anything which is not directly connected, it's like, you have, he's also maintaining a family and doing other things. Of course, that didn't disturb his bhakti, but he doesn't want to do anything else now, just only that. For that he has, why? Because he wants to just, such attraction, such intense greed for the Lord, he wants to do only that. So how is that related to this? I'm not able to get your point.
No, I'm saying that seeing, like you were saying that not try to see God. Here also Prabhupada says not try to meet Him, but we have
Different
only
levels, Mataji. Different. That is,
materialized. So it's not like I cannot spiritualize it, but I can only do whatever I have, whatever God has given me, material form. Through that only, if I have that laulium to meet Him, what is wrong with that? That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, you should have the laulium to meet him. But again, as said, putting yourself in front because you have that greed and pushing everyone else aside, that's not, well, it may be better than if you say, all right, I cannot see, I'm not supposed to have this, so let me sit down and watch television at home. So in that case, it's better that you just go and somehow or other go and see instead of being, that's mode of ignorance, not doing anything. This is passion, but it is still on the material, having that intense thing, but just pushing others and going in front and putting myself because I have that greed to see, that is passionate. That is passionate. Ignorance is all right, so I cannot see, I'll just. Goodness is that you have that desire, but you wait for your turn and you tolerate that pain of separation that you're feeling, you tolerate it. That is goodness. You understand, Mataji?
Yes, but I'm thinking here, suppose we come, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed form for 6 days, right? So I'm thinking, suppose we just get to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has, appeared and he's,
Yeah, you
able
should
to
go.
go and see. I am asking, who will not go rushing, just,
Of course.
that
Of course, you'll go. Yeah, of course. But
even
even there also, it depends on, let's say you will face this situation. Let's say you are a pujari, right? And you have a service for the deities that day. You have to cook for the deities. And Srila Prabhupada is visiting your town. Srila Prabhupada is visiting now. And all the devotees, every single devotee of the temple is running to see Srila Prabhupada. Who doesn't have that greed? Everyone has gone. Nobody is in the temple. But you have service for the deities. You stay back and you do. Even though you have that intense greed. Why? Because this is my service. This is my service. I must take care of Krishna. I must serve Krishna here.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada will be more pleased if I did this service than if I ran. It doesn't mean that you should not have. You will have. You should have that desire. But with that desire, you hold on to your service because this pleases Krishna more than my dropping everything. Same thing with you have little babies. They are dependent on you. You have to nurse them. You have to change their diapers. And here in Mayapur, festivals, all the gurus, sannyasis are coming, big, big festivals. Oh, so much nectar, classes, kirtans. And you stay at home, nursing the baby, changing the diapers, day after day after day. You're not able to go. So, does it mean you don't have the desire? You're in Maya? No. But you have duty calls. You have to do this service. Srila Prabhupada said child worship is better than deity worship. So this is what is called, yes, it doesn't mean you don't have the desire. You have the desire, but you see that the Lord, what is pleasing to, what is of service to the Lord? What is the best service to the Lord? In what way? If I drop this child here, if I drop my service to the deities here and I run there and I just very irresponsibly, I'll think that, oh, someone else will take care of it. Somebody will do it. Let me go because I have this greed. Then you're not of a high grade devotee. You're a neophyte, Kanishta. You understand? But a higher grade devotee, even Kanishta also will be attached to the deity. Pre-Kanishta. Not even taking care of our services that are assigned to us by the spiritual master, but having greed. But does it mean that because you're doing a service, you don't have a desire? So we have to actually balance it, because what happens is after some time, that's also a danger actually. Oh, I have this service, so, and then after some time you even lose that taste for going and associating with devotees. That's also not good. then you become, your service, daily services become like routine duties. There's no feeling in the heart. Feeling in the heart comes when you associate with devotees, when you hear Krishna Katha from realized souls. So that also has to be balanced. Chanting Hare Krishna regularly, that also has to be done. It's not so cheaply gotten, but we have to be duty bound to the service. We have to do the service also. We have to chant regularly also. We should hear also. We have to balance everything. But and when we do this greed also, it comes by our sincere, step by step. When you do the lower steps properly, then the higher stages will come. But artificially, the problem is, so your point, I agreed, I understand that who will not have, yes, we will all have that greed, we will all go, we should go. But provided you take care of your services properly first, not that you drop everything and you go saying that, oh, the gopis left their babies and they went, they're so exalted, so we are also going because we also have that greed. No, we are not on that level. So we cannot imitate. We cannot imitate. We have to act according to our level. You understand the point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whenever we discuss this point, this always comes to my mind that there is we are in the God knows which level I am in, but like if I go little bit below this line, then I'm in that depressed category which you are saying that
Uh,
you know. But then we also read in Bhagavatam that
One
one
second.
of so that buddhi vritti, it's coming
Yes,
to
Mataji.
vritti only when they have that feeling of doubt. So then Krishna is removing that doubt. We are reading.
Again, that's prema, Mataji. Far, far. We didn't even enter into pure devotional
I
service. And there's
know.
so many stages before prema comes. So let's do the basics first, right? Uh, let's even come to the point of anyabhilashita shunyam,
I know.
right?
Yes.
Jnana karma adi anavritam. So on one side, we also say that no, but in this world we have to do job and this and that. That means we don't have faith that we'll just give up everything and we'll do only Krishna. Only by do I have that faith that I can just be chanting Hare Krishna 24/7 and be completely satisfied? I don't need food, I don't need water, I don't need work, I don't need shelter, I don't need family, I don't need friends. I can simply chant. The gopis are on that level. They can do it.
Yeah.
And for them to drop everything and go, that's completely, understandable.
That's how they gave the Padaduli for his headache.
Yeah.
Yes,
As
exactly.
a
They
headache.
didn't care.
They didn't
What
care.
will happen
If
to
they
them,
go
they
to
didn't
hell, if they go to hell also, they don't care. They just want to give if his
care.
headache goes.
Yes.
So, so
We'll keep their dust on our head. That's all we can do. And pray to them. Pray to them that please give me a drop of that. We can always do. You don't need to be on any high platform to pray. You are attracted to that type of devotional service. Very good. Pray to them. Because this is bhakti is not something that we can take away, right? It has to be given to us. And for that, we have to become beggars, humble ourselves, completely humble ourselves and beg for it, right? Uh, Lao tumi Harinama Magi, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Say Harinama mantra, Lao tumi Magi. You have to go and beg for it. Then you will get by the mercy of those who have it. But when somebody has it, of course, is very attractive. Somebody who has that type of love. But what we forget to see or understand is how many sacrifices they must have made to come to that stage of that type of affection for Krishna, to get that type of reciprocation. Even the advanced devotees that we see, our spiritual masters, our
yeah,
acharyas in parampara, you see their lives, how many sacrifices they've made. Every moment to moment you have choices, right? The easy path would be to say yes to Maya, and the very difficult part is to say no. And it's not just temptation, it's fear, it's being rejected by friends, family. You will be ridiculed, ostracized. But still, in spite of all that, you say, I want only Krishna. I am ready to take on all the pains. Haridas Thakur, look at the life of Haridas Thakur.
Yeah.
That's sacrifice. And then what type of reciprocation you get from the Lord? We look at the final reciprocation and we think, wow, so nice. I also want to be like that. But if you want like that, you have to go through that path also, right? Like that. I'll take Achinta Dev Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji, just a thought about Vindavani Mataji's example. There's also an element of sacrifice, right? Because she also gave an opportunity to another devotee to serve the Guru Maharaj the food that she prepared.
Of course, it depends on what Mataji was thinking at that time. She maybe she's just focused on, I want Guru Maharaj to get the best hot dosa prasadam now. So if I went myself, I won't be able to do the best service, right? Let somebody else do. And maybe she also thought, by this doing this, he also gets some service. It's possible. But from what I understood, her motive was, let Guru Maharaj get the best.
I never thought anything that person was coming right fast and taking it right fast. He's taking it. I was making it. That's all I know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I want to do hard things to them.
Yeah.
Or
Similar thing
vada,
happened
dosa,
in-
idli, everything I made. Only
Similar-
South Indian I made.
Similar thing happened in Prabhupada's, we know, right? Mataji, you know, right? In Prabhupada's time also, there was a devotee who was given the responsibility to be in the temple, as you were saying, and everyone went to meet Prabhupada to bring him, and then he was,
Shrutakirti.
yeah, he was the only one left in the temple, and then Prabhupada comes and meets him. He's the first one. Prabhupada opens the door and comes inside and sees him.
Well, that was Radhanath Maharaj, but he was given, that's right. He was supposed to do the Aarti. Prabhupada would come inside the temple. That's right. That was Radhanath Maharaj.
That will happen, Mataji. If you have faith, you need not go to them. That somehow or other, they will see that we'll have that blessing.
That's what it requires, that faith and that sacrifice, right? That it takes, you have to tolerate. Certainly that will be there. That
You
eagerness
don't
will
believe,
be
Mataji,
there.
my initiation happened on the computer because COVID time. I was here, and then he called from the thing monitor only. We had my initiation. Afterwards, I went twice, and then I saw him from the distance only. That's it. In
Right.
New York, I so happened, I asked them, I want to do that in my lifetime. Only another thing is, I just want to go for Mangalarti. That's all.
So nice.
I don't know how
I
much
should-
I'm going into the hospital and coming out. So that's what I want. I have my wish to do that.
Yes, Mataji. Let's
That is
just finish
I
this.
think it will happen in anybody's life.
Yes, Mataji.
We think
We'll
it
just
will.
finish the last part of the purport because it's way over time. The gopis of Vrindavan did not like the opulence of Dwaraka. So once again, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also felt the same ecstasy. Again, I'll go one more step back. Prabhupada is saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught everyone that one should not be overly anxious to see the Lord, but should rather feel separation from Him in ecstasy. It is also better to feel separation from Him than to desire to see Him face to face. These are directly the statements of Srila Prabhupada. It is actually better to feel separation from Him than to desire to see Him face to face. When the gopis of Vrindavan, the residents of Gokul, met Krishna at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse, they wanted to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also felt the same ecstasy as soon as he saw Jagannath in the temple or on the Rath Yatra car. The gopis of Vrindavan did not like the opulence of Dwaraka. They wanted to take Krishna to the village of Vrindavan and enjoy his company in the groves. This desire was also felt by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he danced in ecstasy before the Rath Yatra festival when Lord Jagannath went to Gundicha. So Mahaprabhu wanted to take, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, wanted to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. And in that ecstasy, he was dancing in front of the Rath Yatra car. Thank you all so much for your attention. I may get 2 minutes of darshan of Mangalarti if you permit.